Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to Tackle Shop Live.
Sunny day, right there you took my breath away.
What's up, Jeremy Macbeth? All is well here at the SFT.
The next day you called me up. You told me I'm your little buttercup. You came over.
Robert Berry, what do you say, buddy? Nice talking with you today, pal.
Well, I know what I feel.
Chopin, what's up, man? Hope everything's good up there. Conway, I was just thinking about you, buddy. Hope everything's good with you. Joseph Cascarino, what's up, Joe? C. Bettinger, how are you? Happy New Year. Ed Ranowski. Ronald Canar, how are you, buddy? Tim H., Happy New Year. Robert Mills, what's up, man? Shane McNaughton. Ray Cruz, how are you, Ray? Good talking with you today, buddy. Ed, yeah, Nomad Designs, all right, man. Alvin, what's up, Alvin? Happy holidays, buddy. You bet you, Austin. Charlie Shambaugh, hey, man, Happy New Year, pal. Tie and jigs, I know. Kirk Flacador. Jeff Santangelo, how are you, pal? Man, oh, man, everybody's dropping in tonight. Danny Pouse, Mike Hayer, Al Harwell. Wow. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Glad we could sneak this show in this week. Glad everybody's jumping on with us on Tuesday. Nick's not here today. He couldn't work it out with work and everything. So you got me, Mike Acord, and you got George Acord right here to make the show happen. And we always do it the best of our ability, and we love doing Tackle Shop Live. So yeah, good to see everybody stopping in, man. That's cool. Can't believe it's the end of 2025, and tonight's show we're going to kind of reflect on some of the stuff that we did over the year, and go over and reflect on some good times that happened. So we'll get in some tackle talk. We've got tackle to talk about, you know that for sure. Got a pretty cool rig of the week. And yeah, man, I got a lot of stuff going on. Chris Shoplock's in the house. How you doing, Chris? Good to see you, buddy. Speaking of that, man, we're right on the verge of BassFest 2026, man. Unbelievable. So excited to have this great event coming again. Can't believe it's here already. Can you, George?
I mean, I'm not sure what year it is.
Yeah, just clicks by like it's going.
I'll be honest with you.
Well, it is 2025, and we are on the cusp of BassFest 2026, which is January 9th and 10th.
It's insane.
And BassFest is one of those things. It's just an incredible event here at the shop. It's something that you don't want to miss. And this year we have some just great sponsors of the event and some great people that are coming. And Chris Shoplock is representing. He'll be here. He's going to be representing Daiwa. And man, he's
bringing a special guest with him.
Yeah. And speaking of that, he helped us with securing Ish Monroe as one of our speakers this year here at BassFest 2026.
So what you're saying is Shoplock still has game.
Shoplock has some game.
Okay,
yeah. Shoplock has a little bit of game left. He's impressing us every time too. Pretty awesome.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Chris. Seriously.
Yeah. No, that's some good stuff. Because Ish Monroe is if you guys come, and I hope you will, to listen to him, he's one of the greatest seminar speakers you're ever going to hear. Not only that, but he's just great in the shop here. He hangs out. He talks about, he knows Daiwa products inside and out, and he's going to help out with that, help you guys pick your products, your Daiwa products, and he'll dial you right in. He will. He's just absolutely fantastic.
He will.
But to go along with him, we got Greg DePalma coming again this year. Everybody loves Greg. Greg's seminars are phenomenal. very technical guy, very technical fisherman. And Greg will be hanging out all day long. That's the thing with all of our pros. They stay in the shop the whole time. So, that, you know, it's one-on-one. You can get some one-on-one time. That's what's very special about BassFest. New to coming to SFT, Josh Bertrand is coming, courtesy of Berkeley. Josh is freaking hammer. Been fishing a long time and hardcore angler.
Well, you know, a lot of people know him on the Bass Pro Tour.
Right.
And before that, FLW. But he also qualified and fished the Elite Series.
Right.
And won an Elite Series tournament.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're talking about
yeah, he's a hammer.
Yeah, I mean, he's fished every league there is.
Yeah.
He's dominated on every league there is.
Yeah.
And he's from Arizona, so, you know, I'm thinking we could probably like talk with him a little bit and maybe get him to like give up the juice on West Coast finesse techniques, because I mean, like, we drop shot.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different level of drop shot.
Yeah.
You know, we do a bunch of finesse stuff here, but they're at a whole different.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys, you know, were ahead of the curve. Everything traveled for many, many, many years. All finesse techniques traveled from west to east.
Mm.
So those guys, you know, got them first. They mastered them.
Yeah.
You know, they started catching big time fish on them. You know, that's where all the hand poured worms came from.
Yep.
The difference makers in worms,
the
robo worms.
Yeah.
That's where all the tweaks to drop shotting came from, split shotting, you know, all that. So hopefully we can download his brain while he's here.
Yeah.
And have him do some of that stuff in his seminars.
Going to be cool to have him here. I'm excited. I got a chance to talk to him a little bit on the telephone, and
he's coming in courtesy of Pure Fishing.
Yeah.
Which is Berkeley.
Berkeley, right? Yep.
And
yep. Yeah.
You know, we're going to be real happy to see him here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully our Berkeley rep Vinny can make it. He put that whole deal together.
Yeah.
So that's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And also we have just signed Jamie Caldwell, courtesy of Lou's Stray King. Jamie, great fisherman. He fishes the MLF side of stuff.
He's been here before.
Yeah, he was here.
Fishes Bass Open still.
Yeah, he was here a couple years ago. Great guy. Excited to have him come back, and really knowledgeable with his fish and tackle, but just great seminars that he does also. So Jamie Caldwell, we just signed him up.
Well, what's cool about him is he is in that mid part of the country where it's, you know, Bull Shoals, Table Rock, Lake of the Ozarks, you know, those types of highland reservoirs, rock, a lot of rock, a lot of dock.
Yeah, maybe we could talk to him about some crankbait fishing.
Well, you know, we got to get him to give up. Like the last time he was here, I remember his seminar, which was more than a couple years ago. Everything to you is a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 15 years ago. But he talked about spinnerbait fishing.
Yeah.
And you know, the color of spinnerbait blades. And he put me on this whole trajectory of fishing painted blades.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get him to spill the beans. You know, he's a crankbait guy.
Yeah.
Of course, he's here courtesy of Lou's and our awesome Lou's rep, Matthew Hartwig. And, you know, he's also here courtesy of Strike King.
Yeah.
And he was talking to me about a Strike King Lou's special that they're going to run. If you're going to buy any Lou's reels, I would encourage you to wait until BassFest.
Yeah. Same with Strike King products.
Well, definitely Strike King products. But if you can't wait, I get it. Sometimes you just can't wait. But
it's only 2 weeks away. So
if you're rolling in to buy some Lou's reels, you might want to stick around.
Yeah.
And talk to Jamie Caldwell because he's bringing some stuff with him.
For sure. Also attending this year for the first time, Stephen Browning. Jeez. I mean, been in the business a long, long time. Fished everything. Just a true competitor, hardcore competitor. Well, he navigated the whole entire Mississippi River.
He's a cranking, chatterbaiting machine.
Yeah.
So we're going to hopefully get him to bust loose on some.
Yep. He's a Strike King Pro, or I'm sorry, a St. Croix Pro. So courtesy of St. Croix, he'll be here spilling the beans on that and talking rods and fishing and great stuff with him.
We'll get a chance to meet our new St. Croix rep too, Ethan. He put that whole thing together, and
Ethan's got some great
value
added stuff going on that you're not going to want to miss if you're in the market for a St. Croix rod. You might
especially a high end St. Croix rod.
You definitely want to wait for sure. And then last but not least, our good friend Nick Koosfis is back again from Mega Bass. Nick is a Lake Ontario guide, a hardcore smallmouth guy. He's caught 8-pound smallmouth, and he's introduced us to swim baiting for big smallies. And just really can tell and does spill the beans on fishing the Great Lakes for big smallies in the St. Lawrence area. So
he does. He doesn't hold back.
He doesn't hold back. He's a great seminar speaker.
Is he bringing his sidekick with him?
Yep. And Ryan Buttermore is coming, national sales manager for Mega Bass.
Quite the stick himself.
He can catch them. And those guys, they love talking about Mega Bass tackle. And they stay over there on that wall, just showing you guys and talking to you guys and telling you and making you understand what Mega Bass is all about. And just really, really great stuff. So really excited about that. BassFest, January 9th and 10th. Put it on your calendar. Make sure you get here. You don't want to miss it. And tell all your friends they need to get here and see this spectacle. It's absolute fishing, the best fishing spectacle you're ever going to see. And we love putting it on for you guys. So, and then following that up, February 7th is Smallmouth Saturday, a great event there. And then, of course, in March 6th and 7th is the Cabin Fever sale, where we go and have 2 days of just great specials and seminars and everything. Everything is just all about learning. So that's a really, really big deal for us. And that's what you get when you come to our events, is a great big learning seminars and learning opportunity for you guys to really get your game dialed in. So
I'll tell you, we got a hell of a lineup for BassFest. I mean, that is a serious collection of top flight pros.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, that's great. So, put that on your calendar. Let's I can't wait to see all you guys at that event. So, but hey, listen, we're a tackle shop. This is Tackle Shop Live, and we love talking tackle.
Well, we do that for most of every day of the week,
and we love talking about it.
And
this is
you might be overselling that, but we're gonna talk about it with a smile on our face.
I love it. I love it.
Of course you do.
And this is Tackle Talk. Right on.
I got like the Mega Bass invasion going on here tonight. I was trying to come up with a theme. I love my themes for Tackle Talk.
Yeah.
And I was trying to come up with a theme, and my theme is Mega Bass.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with Mega Bass.
My theme is Mega Bass. We're at the point of the year where we have transitioned into next year's fishing season. We have our tour. All of our tours are kicking off in the next week. We start kicking off the season in the next week and over the course of the next month. So, it's the new year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fishing has taken center stage after a brief deer hunting.
We've already seen the changeover already.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, just in the first couple days after Christmas, it's like guys are coming in, man. They're already all jacked up, spending their gift cards. It was busy as heck in here since the 26th when we reopened after Christmas, and it's just been a wild ride right up to today. And you know, that's what happens. We used to think Cabin Fever was in March. That's why we have our Cabin Fever sale was in March. But honestly, it starts like right away. I mean, everybody came in was just pissed that everything is cold.
Yeah, well, you know, I was talking with somebody in here the other day. Now this is for our part of the world, our locale. You know, our best winter fishing months are January and February. I mean, this is not a normal year where it got super cold early. Now it happened last year too, but it's not our typical deal.
Right.
You know, typically January, February, you know, this year we started winter off early and our good fishing started off early. Then it got a little too wintry.
Yeah, it did.
But you know, as things will happen in the Northeast, you know, you got to start watching your weather, picking your days, making your plans. Remember the famous 3-day rule. Try to target your fishing trips on that third day of stable or improving weather. I mean, we may have said that once or twice on this show. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we always say it.
And what that's going to do for you is that's going to put you in line for some great fishing. And, you know, what we've learned over the years and passed on the show here is just how shallow fish are in the winter and just how active they can get. And, you know, don't overlook the crankbait. You know, we've talked about cold water cranking. It's a fun topic. Matter of fact, we really haven't gotten too crazy on it this year. So I feel that's coming up, you know, where we really jump in the weeds and break down cold water cranking, you know, getting down to 8-pound test line and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But along those lines, you know, Mega Bass has a series of crankbaits. And, you know, when they first came out, they're called the Super Z1, the Super Z2, and the Super Z3.
Right.
And when they first came out, the Z1s and the Z3s were just red hot.
Oh, yeah.
So here's your Z1. And then I'm going to show you all three of the baits, which essentially they're the same body size. Give or take a little bit. So you can see the lips, Z1. So your Z1, just for refreshing purposes, is 1/4 ounce. And that little sucker right there can get down 6 foot. It's got number 8 hooks on it. And judging by the way this Z2 is digging into my finger, very sharp. Z2, this is the one we want to talk about a lot. So the Z2 became a little bit of a hot shot this fall. Z2 got real hot. So the Z2 is got the roller LBO weight transfer system for really long casts. And it's also 1/4 ounce. But it gets down to 10 feet. Now that's on 8-pound test fluorocarbon. Most of you are going to fish them on 10. So you're going to be a little less than that. But I mean, we're just using that as a baseline. And then of course the Z3, just to refresh you, the Z3 is 3/8 ounce. And its target depth is 13 feet. Now, again, that's on 8-pound fluorocarbon. So you figure 5, 8, 10 on 10-pound line or somewhere in that, give or take. We don't want to get like real in the weeds technical here on this. But beautiful colors, of course, Megabass, right? Beautiful colors. You know, look, I love their crawl patterns. And the reason I say that is, you know, when we transition into the late winter period, I love cranking a crawl color crank. You know, in clear water, you know, I'm going to go to a green crawl. Got to have an orange belly. I'm just a big believer in that. Of course, red. You know, you get into that springtime time frame. You get a little dingy color in the water. Look at that red right there. That's called wild crawl. Look at that. That is the perfect red. You want that red. You want that orange. You know, if you get that clear water, you know, you go into your spawn killer. Of course, this color was made famous in jerkbait. The 110, the 110 Junior, spawn killer, GP spawn killer. So the whole family is $19.99, and there's a pile of colors. I mean, you got your bait fish colors. Now, I want to show you this color here. This is one of my most successful colors in Megabass for clear water. And I like to throw it in anything that I can get my hands on it in. This is called Kasumi Ito. This color is a killer color in clear water. And I really believe it's that white belly. I really believe it's that white belly. Mike knows about this color. He's behind the camera shaking his head. That's in the Z2. So your Super Z1, Super Z2, Super Z3. The Z2 got hot. So we wanted to highlight that for you. Another crankbait that's been around in the Megabass world for a while and has gotten hot again. And it's a great, you know, late fall, early winter, late winter, early pre-spawn bait. And it's called a flap slap. And, you know, get a lot of questions on the flap slap. So I thought we're going to highlight the flap slap. And right away, you're going to see what it's all about. It's all about that shad profile. There's your flat side view. I mean, this is a cold water crankbait. Okay. This has 3/8 of an ounce, 3 inches, number 6 hooks. Runs about 4 feet. It's silent. It's a silent bait. And you can kind of shape your shot with this thing. You can crank it. You can stop and go. You can jerk it. This is just that very textbook shad profile. Even though it's a shad profile bait, of course, for the spring, pre-spawn, you know, we love our crawfish colors. You know, and I'm reminded of the Shad Rap, guys. You know, we talk about the Shad Rap all the time as one of the greatest cold water crankbaits ever. And our number one color, invariably, is a crawfish pattern. So you got a bunch of crawfish patterns. This one's called Torazari. And it's matte, and it's awesome. And then, of course, you got all your shad. You got all your shad patterns. Oh, it's depth-wise, Mike's asking. It's a 4-foot runner. 4-foot runner, $19.99, 3/8 of an ounce, 3 inches. Of course, we got to get the standard colors in here, okay? So I did tell you I like Kasumi Ito, and I do. But above Kasumi Ito on my depth chart. This is my depth chart of shad colors in the Megabass lineup. HT Ito Tennessee Shad. That's my first round draft pick right there. Love it. And then, of course, Pro Blue. This is just a classic. Love that little bit of orange on the belly. And then, of course, you got to have a sexy shad, right? Mega Bass sexy shad. So, yeah. And then there's a bunch of other colors. Of course, it's Mega Bass. Yeah, so couple crankbaits starting off. Mike's pointing. Excuse me. Mike's pointing. He's all about this secret gill. I'll catch some of them lights on there. Secret gill. It is a badass looking gill color. Yeah, so the other thing we have exciting going on from Mega Bass is it's Respect Series time. So we got the new Respect Series. We're going to bust this out of the pack for you so that you can see them. Respect Series is always like it's like a holiday here. You know how the post office gets off for every holiday known to mankind. Well, we have Respect Series Day, and it's about every 6 weeks. So this one is Maccabi Coach. Excuse me. So Maccabi Coach. Maccabi is a region in Japan where they harvest these tremendous little oranges. Not really tangerines, but clementines. And so that, of course, is your orange clementine color. And then I really like that sort of peach, a little bit of pink on that belly there. And now Coach, if you know anything about old school colors, Coach Dog. That's that black pattern on there. That's a Coach Dog pattern. So Maccabi, Coach. And, of course, you get that in all your – this is a 110 Junior plus 1. You get that in the 110 Junior, the 110 plus 1. We did have some other baits in that, but they sold out pretty quick. So we're sorry about that. These things are hard to get right. Sometimes you don't get enough, and sometimes you can't get enough, and so you're always kind of just hoping to get something. We also got some restocks on some old school, very popular Mega Bass jerkbait colors. We have back in stock for a limited time GP Spawn Killer, which we were just talking about. Look at that. Almost purple on the bag. Huh? Spawn Killer, 110 plus 1, 110 Junior.
One thing you can note too, George, is that we been working on our Mega Bass web pages, and that we have a Respect Series page now with that we're slowly but surely putting all the Respect colors on, as we find pictures for them, because that's the problem.
That sounds pretty tricky.
Yeah, but they can go on there and see some of the past Respect Series colors that we still have in stock.
You mean the ones that we hoard?
That we have a ton of, yeah.
We're hoarding? Yeah. Well, everybody can do whatever they want. They can hoard. People hoard. I've seen that show, Hoarders. They're going to have an episode in here, Mega Bass Hoarders. And pretty sure we're going to win that. I don't know what we're going to win, but we're going to be able to say we won it. Okay, so that's your Mega Bass lineup for this week. Pretty exciting stuff. Now I do have an interesting couple of rods for you. I have some interesting rods. You know, it's fun to talk about rods. And this is a cool rod. I know there's people out there that are going to be asking questions about this. So this is the IMX Pro Green. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with, you know, Pro Blues and Pro Greens, they are saltwater rods. Okay? So this would be a rod. This is a 7-foot medium. It's an 842. And this has got an extra fast taper. And this is a rod that is made for like people that like to fish for like speckled trout and small redfish, medium redfish. And up here in the Northeast, people that fish for flounder, stripers. But if you like to be a little different from the crowd, this is a hell of a bass rod. So what you're getting is you're getting a medium extra fast that's got just a little bit more backbone. It's got just a little bit more capability. So this rod is an 842. This is rated at 10 to 15 line, quarter to half. Now, can you fish an eighth on 8? Absolutely. No problem. But you also have that little bit of a higher end. So if you're a guy that likes to throw a spinning rod for some bigger baits, the 842 and the 843 IMX Pro Green, and I mean, this thing is ridiculously light. We have really good Torzite rings in Fuji guides. We have a CI4 reel seat, of course, Primo full cork. So this is kind of like a traditional grip. Kind of different, kind of cool. Like I said, I have a couple cool rods for you. $415. It's a Loomis. And, you know, when Nick and I were out at iCast and we looked at those, we picked those up. And it was, I mean, when you pick that up, you come down here to the shop and you pick that up. Then talk to me. The other thing, you know, that is so still trending so hard. Bear with me. Is BFS. BFS is just, I mean, just blowing up. And, you know, this is probably one of the pinnacle peak BFS combos that we're going to recommend for you. This is your X Pride 6.8 light BFS. Okay. CI4 reel seat. It's got the Corrado BFS reel on it. Just a cast in full. We got the monocoque handle, carbon monocoque handle. We have a very light, extra fast tip. And we've got just plenty of backbone for a light powered rod. So these are fun when you get low clear water or summertime conditions or a tough winter bite or quite a few situations in the year. You can break out that BFS tackle and have a blast. This is fun. This is fun to talk about. This is fun to do. So that's your X Pride Corrado BFS combo. Good stuff. And then the last but not least, before we move on, is for all you swim bait chuckers, all you glide bait fanatics, all you big old swim bait guys, Sunline has big bait fluorocarbon, 20, 22, 25 pound They have focused on increasing the shock absorption of this line because of the casting of big baits. When you start slinging big stuff, you really shock your line. You stretch it and it recovers. Stretch it and recovers. And it's a shocking stretch. This is going to withstand that very well. Big bait fluorocarbon from Sunline. It's new this year. 20, 22, 25. Yeah. So there you go. That is your last tackle talk of 2025. That's it. No more tackle talk till 2026. I see we have Andre Albanez on. Hi, Andre. Lisa Lake, how you doing? Bill Samantel. Bill, we're going to be having you on the show here probably late February with all your baits that you and I were talking about at ICAST. Can't wait to have you break down the rat. I'm going to call it the rat jitterbug hybrid.
Yeah.
Not that you're going to like that, but that's what I'm going to call it. But we appreciate you, Bill. You're a great contribution to the bass fishing world, and can't wait to have you on the show.
Yep.
We will reach out.
Oh yeah, great stuff.
First thing we have to do before we can do that, Bill, is we have to get the products in stock. We're getting caught up.
Yep.
We did not forget about you.
Yep.
You're on the February slate. All right.
Thanks, Shane. I taught Nick everything he knows. Tanner, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, so yeah, I guess that was the last tackle talk for 2025, and that was exciting. We had some great tackle talks throughout the year, this past year, talking about all the new stuff, and especially some of the cool stuff we did was when we talked about the old school. You know, you busted out some of the old school stuff and reintroduced us to, you know, the old Texas rig stuff and the old lizards and some of the old stuff that you busted out and talked about on some various shows. So that's always cool to you know, keep reminding us of some great tackle that's out there.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
and that was cool.
That's fun. The other thing I really like to do is I like to blend tackle talk with, like, how you going to do this? How you going to fish at? How you going to work at? What's that going to be? You know, and then just kind of
roll with it.
Yeah, just kind of free form.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to have an outline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you and I have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on
3.0.
We're just about done with every page in 3.0. 1 page per episode. 2.
2 pages.
Well, 2. One side of 2 sheets.
Right.
So there's a lot that goes on. And what happens is with your input, those of you that provide input, it's like we don't miss a word because we're hungry for that. But with your input and with, you know, our just ham and egging it along for all these years. And of course, we had a great addition years ago with cameraman Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we have a tremendous team here at SFT.
Yep.
I've often said that if I could clone our guys, Johnny Morris would be up shit creek if I could clone. Yeah. You know, like the movie, you know, where Will Smith sees all the
iRobot
army of iRobots.
Yeah.
If I had a cloning machine for the SFT team, and then on top of that, if I hit that $1 billion Powerball,
yeah.
I mean, we are going to screw some shit up for a few years, and then we're just going to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be like carnage.
Carnage.
But we don't have those things.
Yeah.
So we like to have our small little spot in the world.
Yeah.
Inside these four walls.
Yeah. Well,
and we like to do our stuff our way.
Yeah, for sure. But you say we've been doing this a long time. Well, I can kind of tell you that, it is long, because this year we blew up a light, because you can tell our lighting's weird. We just blew a light up last week.
Well, it's the end of the year,
and
equipment's failing.
And
left and right.
We finally talked through one entire microphone. So one microphone isn't working anymore. So now we're down to 3 microphones. And I don't know what's going to happen next.
We're going to have to start a GoFundMe page.
Yeah, things are going to start. everything's breaking. But going back to the year one when we started on an iPhone camera and started going through this, and then trying to make it a little bit more professional, and the trials and tribulations of that. It's just a fun show. It's something that at the end of the year, you look back at the year and you say, man, we had a really good time doing it. We made a lot of friends online, through the chats, and we made a lot of friends overall that come into the shop and that are traveling through and
every day
and say how much they appreciate us doing it.
Every day.
Yeah.
In the store.
Yeah.
Every day on the phone. It's very humbling.
Yeah.
This show is called The Year in Review.
Yeah. Right.
And I would be remiss if the biggest part of the year in review is the billions and billions of data points provided by our amazing customer base. I mean, just today we had 4 gentlemen come in.
Yeah.
And they fish with SFT Pro Staff guide by the name of Joe Raymond, who, most of you probably know who that is. And these guys fish with him, and they love fishing with him. And they were just in here just busting his balls unmercifully. But you know why?
Yeah.
The man can catch fish.
Yeah.
And we're happy to have him on board. It's a straight up benefit. And that's part of the year in review. Because a year ago, Joe wasn't on Pro Staff. He was on quasi Pro Staff, but it wasn't official, hooked up with Shimano. I mean, yeah. So, and it was cool having those guys come in today, and phone calls from everybody. I talked to a gentleman yesterday from down on Smith Mountain Lake, watches our show all the time, coming up for BassFest.
Yep.
And had some comments and you know what? I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for your feedback. We're getting a little reminiscent here because we're running out of time. 2025 is pretty well shot in the ass. And, I thought what we would do, and I was really hoping cameraman Nick was here because I wasn't going to tell him up front. I was just going to I love to just throw it at him. And he's behind the camera, and I just get these hand signals and facial expressions. You could pretty much imagine what they translate to. But I thought we would do the year in review.
Yeah. From
a tackle and fishing, not necessarily tackle, but you can't have one without the other. I have a couple notes here of things that when I think about my 25, and you guys can all do that out here who are watching, and you can comment on our social media pages. And what I'm getting at is when you get some time between now and the ball dropping, think back on your year and what was a recurring theme that made you successful this year? What just kind of or maybe something you adopted.
Yeah.
And got really good at. Whatever. It doesn't have to even be, it could be dragging a Carolina rig. I mean, Lord knows we talk about that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully we are inspiring the next generation of Carolina rig draggers.
The draggers.
I mean, inspiring.
They want to, hopefully we're getting everybody to come join the dragger club.
Well, I mean, I have a whole line of Carolina rig clothing coming out. shirts and hats. Because to me, there's two types of people that are watching this show right now. There's the people that say they don't Carolina rig, and there's the people that own it with pride. And that's why I think my line of hats and shirts is going to go over well. It's kind of like
hats and shirts.
It's yeah, doing it.
I mean, I can't even imagine what you'd put on them.
Oh, you don't have to imagine it. Now, it's kind of like launching your boat without the plug-in. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's two kinds of people out there, and every single person watching this show, and it's a substantial number right now, who are watching this show, who are boat owners, and who are sitting out there saying they never launched their boat without their plug-in.
Yeah.
You don't have to lie to yourself in your own house, okay?
Yeah.
You're not really impressing us. We know you did it.
Yeah.
You either did it or you don't admit it.
Yeah, or you lie about it. Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
I like this one here. So does that make us drag queens?
Absolutely.
Good one, Michael.
Yes. Yes.
I like it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I've launched I think every boat that we've ever owned without a drain plug-in.
Yeah, my greatest story of all time was the time that I did it. I took all my kids out, all three of my girls, and then my one girl's married and her husband, and we all jumped in my jet boat, and I was
Is your boat rated for that kind of human capacity?
Yeah, it's
according to which Coast Guard plate?
Well, my girls are light and skinny, you know, so they're it's by weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured two of them were one person.
Well, you probably had two kayaks on board and a dog.
No, this was just a fishing trip. The bite was on big time. It was a May trip on the river, and the bite was really good. So I said to the guys, "Hey, let's go," because you know, trying to get my son-in-law
let's go
to catch some smallies, you know, and this was it. This was like the bite. So I said,
the best time to go?
Yeah,
when they're biting.
Yeah. So I had a guide trip the day before, or maybe a couple of days before, and it rained like horribly on the drive home. So when I got in the driveway, I pulled the plug out, let all the water run out as I stole one of your beers and drank.
Well, I mean, you and I have done that.
One, possibly two of your beers out of your refrigerator.
You and I have done that.
Yeah, we've done it. So, and then so I went up and rushed around, got up to the boat ramp, launched the boat, got everybody in the boat, made about a 8 or 9 mile run up to a creek that we fished that loads up
Honey
Hole. So I ran up there and I got in. I was idling back in there, and my son-in-law says, "Hey, is there supposed to be water coming up out of this thing in the back here?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what are you talking about?" So hit the bilge pump switch, and it doesn't work. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I didn't want to have to run all the way back out to get the water out. So I reached over, put the plug in the hole, and I had one of the kids. I said, "Now just start taking this cup." We had coffee cups from the ride up, and I said, "Get your cups and start cupping this water out of the back of the boat while I'll get us back up in here." And we got most of the water out. But I was like, oh my gosh. Water was coming up through the floor, halfway up the battery. It was pretty bad.
Well, my best story, and you guys, all you guys out there are going to love this, and you're probably not even going to believe me, but it's true as I stand here. I had Mike and I, our first brand new to us, well, brand new glass boat was a sponsorship deal that was obtained with Ranger, and it was a 461 VS, and that was a great boat. That was a bad boy right there.
Great
had
boat,
a 150 Fast Strike Johnson on it.
We're going back. Yeah, that was a phenomenal boat. It really was.
And we did a shit ton of guiding on the river out of that boat.
Mm-hmm.
We were the guys that ran the Ranger in places where people were like telling their wives to look away because it was going to be a horrible explosion.
Yeah.
But we literally knew every rock. But anyways, I get this husband and wife for this trip, and the weather is just absolutely horrible. And when I say horrible, like call them up and suggest rescheduling. Nah, we can't. We're leaving on vacation and we got this and that. And we really want to get out here and catch these smallmouths. All right. So, you know, I was a little anxious about taking this guy's wife out because she seemed a little nervous about this weather. It was like impending massive thunderstorms, big time wind, on and off rain. It was bad. And in the course of launching the boat, I forgot to put the drain plug in. Now, this is the part where nobody's going to believe me. This was one of the first boats, the first years where they had the drain plugs that kind of just, when you unscrewed them, they had a T-bar on them and they hung there. Yep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's standard now.
Yeah.
And I fished the entire trip all day.
Yeah.
Came back in after an 8-hour trip, tied my boat up to the dock, unloaded my customers, thanked them very much, got them to their car, carried their stuff and whatnot. And storms never hit. I mean, it turned out nice, but I had enough. Usually I go back out and fish, but I had enough. Got my truck, loaded my boat up, and my routine is go to the back of the boat, pull the drain plug, then hook up the tie downs, put the motor toter on, hook up the bow, and roll. It's about a 5-minute process. Well, I crawl. I see somebody asking if it was the one with the 2-step transom. Yeah, you got to crawl up underneath that thing.
Yeah,
because they had that VS transom, and my drain plug's hanging there, already unscrewed, with a little bit of water running out of the boat. And I'm like, did I unscrew that drain plug?
Yeah.
Well, I was. What?
That was a great thing.
How? Well, the only thing I can figure is every time I would stop running and the water would come in, it would pull the drain plug in enough to lessen the amount of water coming in, which I know is not true. And the way I know that's not true is on a ladder boat owned, I drilled a hole through the bottom of that boat and put a screw through it, an 1/8-inch hole with a screw in it. And that freaking thing leaked. My bilge pump ran every 5 minutes all day long. So I don't know how this happens. I don't know what happened. I don't know what kind of sorcery was taking place there, but that is a true story. That's my drain plug story. One of many. One of many. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, that was that you were. I mean, that was cool that they do that. You know what I mean? That the pressure holds that in.
That would have been so embarrassing.
Well,
excuse me. I have to go put the drain plug in the boat.
Yeah, and with that boat, you can't reach up underneath there. You have to go put it back on a trailer.
Oh yeah, or jump in.
Yeah.
Which that wasn't going to happen.
That wasn't going to happen. No.
Yeah. So that's my drain plug story.
Yeah.
And they're fun to tell.
Yeah.
They're fun to tell.
Everybody has one. And if they don't, they
look, Don Roeder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you did, Don. I know you did. And that wasn't the only time.
Yeah.
So, I do have just a quick, year in review off target. But one of the things we did this year that was pretty freaking funny was our when we did our bait porn. Remember when we matched up the trailer to
Yeah.
One guy said he spit his beer the whole ways across the living room. Yeah. And his wife was like, did he just say that?
Yeah.
About the Morning Dawn trailer?
Yeah.
Well, I decided, check that out.
Yeah.
Morning Dawn jackhammer, bubblegum Little Dipper. Oh, my God. Can we get a close-up of this?
Yeah.
This is bait porn. This is some random stuff. This is going to be a random show. You're just going to want to hang on. Look at that. Bubblegum Little Dipper, Morning Dawn Jackhammer. That was fun. So I would like to start the year in review. And what really got me fired up this year, and like I just, you know how we talk about mastering a technique by fishing it every single trip of the year? That's what I did. And my jam was the Magdraft. The 6-inch Magdraft, the rigged version, the 6-inch Magdraft, the freeloader, freestyle version. Now, I'm going to tell you this. When you get into the Magdraft life, I've been doing this Magdraft obsessively now for 2 years. This year was a whole new level of obsession. When you get into the Magdraft, you got to have both styles. You got to have the regular pre-rigged harness style, if you will, and you got to have the freeloader, freestyle, with your hook of choice. I use a Owner Beast. This is probably a 6/0. 6/0 or 8/0. Because one of the things that the Magdraft does exceptionally well, is it skips. And it skips into places that big bass live shallow, and then it pulls them out of there. They will explode on your bait. They will follow your bait out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll roll on it. And, I mean, one of the biggest fish we caught on a stingy body of water this year was a 100-degree day, 1.5 foot of water, skip this thing up into nothing, tree limbs, snarls, snags, big fish rolled on it. Mike instantly fired a spinnerbait, perfect cast, hard cast, man. I mean, a hard cast. Like Jalen Hurts just threading the needle. And turned the handle once, that fish was so fired up and pissed off about this thing, he ate it, which happens a lot. So the Magdraft has so many uses, and I see people clicking in right now. Look at Kirk. Kirk is like, I got to go fishing with Kirk sometime, because Kirk's like simpatico, man. We're locked up on these baits and stuff. And I got to tell you, this thing, now I've changed my rod. Okay. I've also added in the 5-inch. Now, I always used to throw the 5-inch before, but they were so unavailable that, I'd get like 2. You'd think a guy that owns a tackle shop could get more than 2, but they'd sell out so quick. I would get like 2. I would catch so many fish on them, they would just get ripped to shreds. The 5-inch is a player. Okay, so I gotta focus here. So let's talk about the 5-inch real quick. The 5-inch is the answer to the days when you're just getting annihilated on a 6-inch, but you can't hook them. When they're just, because they will hit that thing. I mean, they will hit that thing like nobody's business. And you got to keep reeling, okay? When they hit it, just keep reeling. Don't set the hook. Keep reeling. Well, when they're just miss, which tends to happen a lot summer and late or early fall, that kind of September-ish bad time.
Yeah.
5-inch.
Thing swims incredible too. We were fishing on, I think, 12-pound line or something.
The 5-inch.
The 5-inch.
Well,
was that 12?
I mean, you're not exactly the most reliable tackle rigger upper. You actually tied it up on. I needed one tied up quick in a tournament we were fishing.
Yeah.
So he picks up a crankbait rod and ties it on 10-pound test line. I'm like, what in the hell do you want me to do with this? I like to fish it on 15. You can fish it on 12. Yeah. I like to fish it on 15.
It swims really, really good, though.
Yeah, well,
really.
If you ever watch a Magdraft swim,
yeah,
And there's a bunch of copies of it. I mean, there's a bunch of copies of it.
Yeah.
We're not even going to get into that. But if you ever watch it swim, it's a little head down. The head has this little wiggle to it.
Yeah.
Just a little wiggle to it, which I personally believe is the key to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the tail's just back there.
Yeah.
Well, that 5-inch,
that doesn't do that.
it's more like
a little dipper, skinny dipper roll.
you can feel that tail.
It rolls a lot more too.
Yeah.
It has a much better roll.
But the bread and butter is the 6-inch. Now,
yeah,
we got to talk about the tackle. So, year in review. Year in review means we learn things. The year in review means we tweak things. So, I've always been a 7.2, 7.3, medium heavy to even heavy. Essentially, my frog rods.
Yeah.
And my pitch and sticks for fishing a Magdraft. So I'll fish ChatterBait on a 7.2 medium heavy. I'll pitch a finesse jig on a 7.2 medium heavy. I'll throw a Magdraft on a 7.2 medium heavy, open water. I get into bigger fish and thicker cover. I go to the heavy, and that's fine. So my change, what I learned, my change, 7.5 medium heavy. Game changer. Absolute straight up game changer. 7 to whatever ratio. I'm not even sure which reel's on it. I think it's a Bantam. And it is freaking awesome. Yep. And you can throw it in any rod you like. I'm fishing an old Orochi Extreme Mission Type F, and I'm fishing a Zodius 7.5 medium heavy.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah. Tim,
I don't know. Made a difference.
Tim, we target both largemouth and smallmouth with the Magdraft. You know, they're bass, bass love it, period. Doesn't matter if it's largemouth or smallmouth. We do probably fish more for smallmouth where we're at, so we have more success on smallmouth with it because we fish for more smallmouth, but we fish largemouth lakes. You can go to lakes and whack them in lakes on it.
Tidal water.
It's great down in the tidal water areas. It's a bait fish, swim bait, and that's the way you fish it. My experience with it this year, I threw it a lot more than I normally do. And I learned really the slow roll technique with it. It's a fantastic slow roller, getting it down and just really slow rolling it and bringing it in real slow and getting that double thump, I guess you want to call it, load bite. I did really well with that early in the year, and then I didn't throw it much because my brother throws it all the time when we're fishing. So I'm always fishing something else, to get other bites, So
well, yeah. Usually when we're team fishing, Mike's putting the limit in the box, and I'm lunker hunting.
Yeah, he's always throwing that thing. So there's no use of both. Now, if he was whacking them and putting it on me, then I'll bust him one out, and I'm going to throw it for sure. But no, a lot of times it's a bait of few bites, quality bites, but few bites. And it's incredible for that. It catches big fish and catches them good. But there's days where like what I found was that when I fished it hard and was catching fish on it, I caught a lot of fish on it that day. They ate it. And there's other days where you have to throw it a lot to get a bite or two. But there's a lot, there's those days, man, that when they want it, everybody wants it. You'll catch 12 inchers all the way up to 5 pounders on it. It's crazy.
We had just a straight up wicked, like minnow spawn, not a shad spawn, a minnow spawn this spring on the Susquehanna River. And I mean, that Magdraft, which by the way, looks nothing like
a
little minnow, but they're just gorging themselves. That thing was insane.
Spectacular.
And what happens with these fish is with this Magdraft, You can be on a boat dock. You can be in a laydown. You can be in a bush. You can be on a grass edge, whatever. When that thing comes past them or slides in there, skips in and starts out, they can't take it. Yeah. Now, they might not eat it, but your follow-up bait will catch them because they're fired up now. So that's my number one year in the review bait.
Yeah.
And, I think it might be my number one year in the review bait for 26, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago, we were doing like, well, what are we going to learn? What are we going to work on? What are we going to learn? And I think at that time I said, I'm going to do crankbait fishing. I'm going to take up and get more hardcore in crankbait fishing and learn the aspects of crankbait fishing. Well, I don't know if that was this past January or the January before, but I really feel like this year, 2025, I didn't master crankbait fishing. By no means did I master crankbait fishing, but I built a massive amount of confidence in crankbait fishing. Making it so that I would pick it up a lot more often. And what I found was that I caught a lot more fish on it because I was going to it more and I had that confidence into it. And then taking it from that to, messing with the different types of crankbaits and seeing what they do and then understanding it. And I added a lot of stuff to my repertoire this year with crankbait fishing, but I had a tremendous amount of success with it from the spring all the way through to the fall this year. And I caught them in the summertime on crayfish crankbaits, that other guys were telling me about, the clear colored green crayfish for certain times of the year. And I played with that a little bit. I played with real natural shad colors. Of course, I always had great confidence in the reds and in the dirty water and in the springtime. And then also in the dirty water, I had great confidence in that. But I just really, really rounded out my confidence in crankbaiting. And so my year in review is I'll go to it. I'm to the point where I have 2 rods rigged up with crankbaits pretty much at all times, 2 different rolls, a body style and a lip style for different type of rolls and stuff, and even colors, messing with colors different times. So a lot more confidence in crankbaiting. I don't see that. I don't see that going anywhere.
Not getting off that easy. So what I noticed fishing with you a lot this year was you favored.
What's up, Greggy?
You favored a particular crankbait outfit that I think you got really, really good at, because we got on some wicked crankbait bites in some tournaments.
Yeah.
And I don't remember you losing a fish.
No,
and it's not for your attention to detail on sharpening hooks. It's not for your attention to detail on retying. It's not for anything that oriented.
Yeah.
Because let the truth be known.
Yeah.
Most of the time when we get on a wicked crankbait bite, I will take another crankbait and prepare it. If it doesn't have the proper hooks on it, I'll put them on.
Yeah.
I'm not fishing because he's hot. He's catching them, banging them out left and right. And then when he's landing one, I'll retie him. I mean, it's like a NASCAR pit crew. But I want to focus in on that rod because you had the same rod in your hand all year. I really, honest to God, I don't think you lost a fish on it in competition. And we probably fished.
Well, I got that
15 tournaments together.
I got that rod a couple of years ago, and I've always liked it. I've always liked that rod. I've always believed in that rod not losing fish. But this year, I really, I was fishing the Fritz side number 5 a lot this year, just in the type of water that I was fishing. That was a really good bait.
That's an insane crankbait.
And the rod is a Legend Tournament crankbait rod from St. Croix. It's an S-class rod.
It's called the Legend Glass.
Legend Glass. That's it. Yeah. And, the taper isn't like a real slow taper. It is. I mean, it's a crankbait taper, so it's nice and moderate. It loads up, the whole rod will load up nice. But it had a really cool tip for throwing that size bait. It's a, you know, number 5. It's not a great big heavy crankbait.
Well, it's heavy enough.
Yeah, but that rod really threw it really well.
Threw it great.
And not only that, it, for a glass rod, it had an incredible amount of sensitivity with the S glass.
Yeah, but you were also in cold weather tournaments. You were yo-yoing a trap on that thing.
Yeah, yo-yo a trap.
I don't think you lost a fish on that.
Yeah, but the thing about that rod is it loads almost perfectly. That you have a lot of power, but you have a lot of that rod just you don't lose fish on it.
No, you don't.
The whole rod flexes over. The fish can jump. He can do whatever, and it never unloads. It always stays somewhat loaded. So that rod was a really great rod for me. That great combo. We fished it. I think we have a Chronarch on it or something at the time.
I think it's a Metanium.
Is it a Metanium?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's a Metanium on there. So a cast great.
No, it's a Zillion. It's a Zillion G.
Oh, it is a Zillion.
It's a Zillion G.
Yeah, it is a Zillion G because we keep
throw a frickin' crankbait in the next week.
Yeah, that thing. We always comment on that reel. It's so nice to throw that thing.
Speaking of Zillion G's, I don't know if you realize the people that are tuning in tonight. So Bill Samantle tuned in.
Yeah. Chris
Shoplock before him.
Yeah.
Too many regulars to mention, and now coming out of, you know, the Witness Protection Program or something is Greg Johnson.
Yeah.
Now, Greg, the fishing tackle industry needs you back, baby.
They do.
You need to, like, whatever you're doing, man. I don't know if you're selling like Jordache jeans or whatever the hell you're doing, but you need to get out of the skinny jeans and let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Put on some Sims bibs.
Yeah.
Man up.
Sims bibs. We do miss you, Greggy. We do miss you a lot, buddy. You're the best.
I'll bet you Greg just spit his freaking latte all over the place.
Latte to go with the skinny jeans.
Yeah, his soy milk latte just went flying. We love you, Greg.
Oh yeah, they're coming out from all over, man. This was a year review. Everybody's checking in tonight with us.
Well, you know,
which is good.
Greg was the inventor and the author of the first ever Fish with Ish event.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a vision, got with Ish.
Yeah.
Put it together.
Yeah.
And of course, that thing went on up until COVID.
Yeah.
That thing went on as one of the most greatest ever shop promotions.
Yeah. Ever.
In the entire history of the earth.
Yeah.
And it's coming back this year if I have anything to do about it.
Yeah. That'd be great.
All right. That's great. Anyways, getting back to your crankbait.
Yeah.
So that Fritz side saved our bacon multiple times. Not that we won the tournaments, mind you, but we didn't bomb.
Yeah.
And caught a pile of fish on it.
Yeah.
And of course, it made the year in review.
Yeah,
and you were throwing it on 10-pound line.
Yeah, I throw it on 10-pound.
And I mean, my man did not.
I didn't lose a fish.
The best I can recall.
Didn't break it off.
Did not break off a fish or lose a fish.
No.
Fishing 10-pound, high seas, 100% fluorocarbon.
Yeah.
On that outfit. So.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Boat flipping 3-pounders, by the way.
Calm down. Okay. Okay. Just calm down. Okay. Let's just keep this.
Oh yeah. It's boat flipping 3.5 pounders.
All right, Jason Statham.
It's all in the timing, man.
Yeah.
It's all in the timing.
So my next one was I probably threw it more than I don't know if you can throw it more than you should. But I threw a ChatterBait like nobody's business and had a phenomenal year on a ChatterBait. I mean, I was winding so much this year, and I'm all about in a tournament situation, I'm normally all about, getting into a good shallow water flipping bite. And I've tried to stay away from scoping. Tried to stay away from scoping, not because I have anything against scoping, not because it's just the bodies of waters that we fished on this summer were very, very difficult to scope. And we felt as though we were wasting a tremendous amount of time with rough fish. We just had like an incredible amount of catfish. I mean, just hours wasted. And we caught a ton of small fish. So we just decided to go shallow, and it was good and it was bad. But anyway, from river smallmouth fishing to reservoir smallmouth and largemouth fishing to tidal water fishing, the ChatterBait, which is, always been a big piece of my game. Always been a tremendous confidence piece for me.
Yeah.
This year I tried to take it to the next level. So what I did was, I tried to find out trailers and the effect. Like, so let's just say the dog days of summer, super clear water, super tough bite, tons and tons of shad around. Right?
Yeah.
Not exactly what you would think as a ChatterBait, but what I learned was if I went to Baby Jack on shad waters and I went to tails together, man. And I went to Z-Man 4-inch scented jerk minnow. I got excellent hunting action.
It's a great combo, man.
And I caught a lot of fish on this.
Mm-hmm.
Caught a lot of good fish on that. But if I got away from shad waters, or if that wasn't getting the response I wanted, then I found another great combo in the Baby Jack green pumpkin shad with the Z-Man 3.5-inch chatter shad. And again, those two were made for each other. That thing hunts. So, for me, I'm always looking for that, right? I'm always looking for that hunting action. I'm always looking for that. How do I make a ChatterBait work? When and it's not a numbers thing. It's a quality thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, those really tough days, I'm not going to get a ton of bites, but I'm going to get some of the better bites. Now, when I got away from the shad waters and I got into free flowing river or crawfish and minnow base, then I found that I had to switch it up a little bit. And of course, depending on water, I had to go green pumpkin. I don't think I have it rigged up. Of course, I had to go green pumpkin, or green pumpkin shad, or if I was fortunate enough to get a little thunderstorm and have a little dirty water coming in, a little black and blue. Now, that's the Baby Jack, which was a great component to my fishing this year.
Great bait, man. Great size. Scaling it down a little bit.
Not my primary bait.
No.
But I'm going to tell you this. From post-spawn through the very, very end of fall, when it got cold, I always had a ChatterBait rod laying on the front deck with a baby jackhammer on it, to complement the standard ChatterBait, which is, of course, the jackhammer that I like to throw, the Evo, and the tungsten Evo. And, of course, on the shad bodies of water, if we get a little cloud cover, did very, very well with the chartreuse and white, dirty water.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, shad color.
That thing worked really well this year.
Electric shad.
Yeah.
Little Dipper.
That worked really well.
But anyways, the point is not the chatterbaits. The point is it was a tremendous chatterbait year for me. You know, whether it was a straight retrieve, whether it was popping the rod tip, whether it was yo-yoing, caught a lot of fish yo-yoing. We talk about that a lot.
Yep.
That's a big part of our
fishing.
But we had a different kind of year this year. We had a tremendous amount of bait fish late on our shad waters.
Yep.
Low, clear, no flow, very, very difficult.
Yep.
And then we had a tremendous amount of bait fish early on our smallmouth waters with flow.
Good flow.
And we had off-colored water all the way through the middle of July.
Yeah.
It was tailor-made for a chatterbait.
Yeah.
Now, I also know that it was tailor-made for what I think you're probably going to talk about next on your year in review, because I don't know if I saw you throw anything more.
Yeah. Well, you know, everybody knows I love spinnerbait fishing. Everybody. Look at my boat. I have spinnerbaits hanging on my railing. You know, George made me a custom holder for my spinnerbaits on the railing, and there's probably 25, 30 of them.
Yeah, there's probably 25 or 30.
But yeah, I mean, that's spinnerbait fishing was fantastic. And I've always been a spinnerbait guy, but this year, because honestly, George, I think, because of all the bait fish and because the flow conditions after July got so low, and the fish scattered so much, it was just a great presentation to throw and cover a ton of water and match the hatch and messed around with a lot of blade sizes and configurations. And
well, I think one of the things
patterns
you hang your hat on is in the spring, we fish a lot of tidal water.
Yeah.
We also fish a lot of our beloved Susquehanna River. Excuse me. And the spinnerbait, is probably one of the most underfished presentations on that tidal water.
Yeah.
But not for you. And I see you go through your progression. I see you go through your Colorado, Indiana. I see you go through your Colorado Willow.
Yeah.
I see you go to your double willow. I see you go to your white, which is probably straight up old school white is probably your best color.
Yeah.
I see you go to your spot remover. I see you go to your golden shiner. I mean, you have a lot of spinnerbaits.
Yeah.
But what you really have is a lot of combinations.
Yeah.
Blade combinations, head weight, blade combinations. Like, I know you like to fish early season. I know you like to fish a number 2 Colorado and a number 6 Indiana on a 3/8.
Yeah.
But you like to fish a 3 Colorado and a 7 Indiana on a 3/4.
Right.
And I know you like to fish in the summer and early fall. I guess that what I call the no man's time. I know in tidal water, you like to fish a Colorado willow.
Yeah.
And I know on smallmouth fishing, you do a lot of double willow.
Yeah.
And I know we fish some reservoirs on the river. We do a lot of tournament fishing on our Susquehanna reservoirs. And 80% of the time you're throwing a spinnerbait.
Yeah, throw it a lot.
Most of our fish are caught on a spinnerbait.
Well, spinnerbait
I would say
it's a fish catching machine. It was,
does that not make your year review?
Yeah, I mean it should every year because you're right. I throw a ton of it and I always will and you do learn the different configurations to mess around with and the colors and then you get into your oddball colors. But funny thing is that this year for Christmas gifts, George and I came up with the SFT Boys money boxes.
Mhm.
And the idea was, we had a smallmouth box and a largemouth box. And the idea was we would go out and we would pull what we were throwing or what we throw a lot. And, it was hard to do because we, in the smallmouth box, I wanted to throw a spinnerbait in there, but it was really hard to do because I had so many combinations that I wanted to throw.
Right.
So
I never put a spinnerbait in any of my boxes.
Yeah, I did, but I went to the old school thing that I knew that people wouldn't throw it, and they probably would never buy it.
I did put a spinnerbait in our largemouth box.
Oh, did you? Yeah. And I know they probably would never throw it, but it's such a great spinnerbait for what the description I wrote down for it. I'm not gonna say what it is because it's a secret box.
Yeah, it is a secret box, and it's not a subscription.
It's not.
We didn't do any of that. We never did
No, we don't do.
And you know what?
It was just a fun thing to do for Christmas.
The tackle companies that came up with that, hats off to you.
Yeah, no.
This was just something that was like fun for Christmas.
Yeah.
And
we might run it again.
Since we sold the ever living snot out of them, I can see that there's another one coming. But
yeah,
it was literally like we sat down and drew up sheets, not one sheet, but multiple sheets for each dollar figure because it was what we throw.
Yeah.
Mike and I fished together a lot.
Yeah.
For 5 generations. Or decades, I mean.
Decades, yeah.
We fished together a lot. We've seen a lot. We've been down a lot of water. And, we have our go-to, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do that again. We're going to do like seasonal one. Yeah. But anyways, that was fun. And I know I put a spinnerbait in one of my largemouth. So I had different dollar figures, but one of my higher largemouth ones where I had some budget to work with.
Yeah.
Allowed me to expand.
Yeah.
I put what I think is the greatest ever all-time slow roll spinnerbait ever made. No argument, bar none. Did I make my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
yeah. So
that's kind of our abbreviated year in review, plus stories in review, plus interacting with customers in review.
Yeah.
But we got something cool that we do every week.
Yeah.
And we don't want to run out of time here.
No, we got to get on this.
We can get long-winded.
We got to get on this right now.
I want to do rig of the week.
Yep.
We do need a rig of the week theme song. If anybody out there has a band or something that wants to record, I'm trying to get Gun Drummer to come up with one for me, but he's not returning my emails. Yeah, I like this guy right here. I don't know what his name is, but he's obviously also like me. He listens to the Dan Patrick Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Rig of the week.
Yeah. I love it.
We'll come up with something for next year for sure. But we just want to say Rig of the Week came up and it's sponsored. Our sponsor for Rig of the Week is Nomad Designs. And what they're doing is they're giving away a $25 gift card.
Yeah. They're paying for it.
Yeah, for every week. Now this week we're going to have to. Unfortunately, we don't have a name because of Nick. What are you talking about? Because we draw one every week, and Nick's not here. Nick's not here, and I couldn't get a hold of him because he's in these great.
Let's do this.
He's in these gigantic meetings.
I mean, I don't know what kind of meeting can be more important, but that's another topic.
Yeah, I know.
Let's do this. So next week
we'll do
the first show of 26.
Yeah.
We will draw. Two.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's already drawn the one.
Yeah, he drew it. I know
we'll announce 2.
Yeah, we'll announce 2.
And that show will be Thursday a week.
Thursday next week.
Which is the night before BassFest.
Which probably is going to be mayhem. I'm going to tell you right now, you might want to tune in on that show because there's going to be a lot of talent walking around this building. Yeah.
And
we might pull them in.
There's going to be 4 mic stands set up, even the one that doesn't work too good.
Yeah.
We're just not going to tell them that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we'll do. So,
and we'll do our winners.
Yeah. So, but what you want to do is you want to like and share and on whatever platform you're on, and then also in the comments put at Nomad Designs, and you'll see it pop up, and then click on Nomad Designs, and that'll enter you into the contest. So everybody's winning. It's fun. It's a good time.
Not everybody, but
somebody's winning. A lot of different people are winning. So
I didn't win.
I think we've given away 7 or 8 so far.
Thousands of dollars.
It's fun. It's a $25 gift card to Susquehanna Fish and Tackle. You don't have to buy Nomad Design stuff, although we encourage it. But they're the makers of some really fine tackle. And
I just put in a Nomad purchase order today.
Yeah.
For the wee bit.
Yeah.
The swim jig light.
The machete. Yeah.
The Swim Trex Max.
Yeah.
And the Swim Trex, 2 completely different lipless baits, by the way.
Yeah.
And the Vertrex.
Yeah.
Because my boy's going to be here next week. And if I don't have him stocked up, he gets a little cranky.
Well, the thing about it is that, Greg DePalma designed a wee bit jig, and it's just a Nomad worked with him really, really close, and they come up with a phenomenal jig.
Oh, it is phenomenal.
And don't worry, everybody's going to, that's it right there. And everybody's going to be, if you're not familiar with it, everybody will be familiar with it, because at some time this is going to bust loose, and it's going to be one of the biggest selling jigs ever, because this thing catches fish like going out of style.
I caught 39 fish on my first jig before it was just, the hook was just
destroyed.
I sharpened it so many times.
Yeah.
Because I was fishing it in rock. And I'm a jig.
Such a great jig.
I'm a jig nut. And let me tell you, Mike, the rig of the week this week.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my roots.
All right.
We've probably done this on this show five times.
Yeah.
Where we've done how we like to rig a jig.
Yeah.
But our jig fishing has evolved. Bob Austin, how's it skip? Man, I'll tell you what, Bob, it skips better than you can skip, because it skips better than I can skip. I'm a pretty good skipper. It depends on the trailer, though, Bob, and I'm going to talk about that right now. So, our jig fishing has evolved. There was a time when 95% of the time I fished my jig with a trailer, what I call hanging on the hook. So I got my trailer. Might even talk Mike into getting a close-up view of this. Cameraman Mike subbing. So that is what I call hanging the trailer. So it gives you a long presentation. I'll tell you what, don't zoom like that fast like that again, man. Almost fell over. Oh. See that hanging there? That gives you a big profile. All right, that was like 95% of how we fished a jig for a long time. Caught a pile of fish on it. Pretty much every one of my best ever tournament finishes was a result of that, because I lived on a jig. Now, what I would do is, for that situation, is let me get a jig here. So I'd take my jig out of the pack, and a lot of jigs, not all, not the wee bit the wee bit you take out of the pack and you tie it on. Greg has that jig done. But a lot of jigs are manufactured specifically with a really long weed guard and a really full skirt. And what that does is that allows you to get it to your preference. And over the course of many, many years, I got where I was my confidence zone, where I just knew I was going to catch these fish. So what I would do is I would take these, and I kind of wanted them consistent. and I fished a couple different jigs. Now I fish a ton of different jigs. I mean, my God, I'm fishing Greg's Wee Bit. I'm fishing Greenfish Itty Bitty. I'm fishing Greenfish Brandon Cobb. I'm fishing Greenfish Little Rubber. I'm fishing Mad Hair. I mean, it's just on and on and on and on and on. So, I got to have some consistency. So what I want to happen is I want this skirt to flare. Okay? I'm not just looking for that. Although on my rubber jigs, I like that. That's a rubber jig. I like that. I like a big, or my mop jigs, big, gangly rubber jigs. So this skirt, we're going to take this right here, and I'm going to show you a consistent way to trim that skirt. So if you look at your thumb, not everybody's thumb's the same size, but pretty close. You want to cut about that much off the skirt. Anything that sticks above that. So you put the eye of a hook in that first joint, and you kind of hold that like that. I love these little CUDA scissors right here. I've been talking about these things forever. And then do that. Now down here on the bottom, now you can just see that top, how because those strands are shorter, how they flare. Then I put the whole thing together, and down here on the bottom, I'm going to kind of cut this in a V. So I'm essentially going to cut this in a V. And now I have my skirt flaring. Okay. That is perfect. Now, step 2, and this one is critical. If you screw this up, you're going to miss a lot of fish. You have to trim your weed guard. Now, you can leave it a little long, but don't cut it too short. So what I do is I take that hook parallel to this finger, but I'm inside that finger that far. That's my cutting surface. That's my cutting guide. Now, what we're going to do here, and this is very important, is we're only going to cut about 3/4 of the way through there. And we're going to follow that finger. See that angle? Okay. Now we're going to take these strands and we're going to back cut them. We want to get them out of the way. I'm sorry about that. See those real long strands that are sticking up from the cut strands? I'm going to cut them back. I want them out of the way. And you should end up with a point like that. Let me get Mike to focus here. He's trying to focus. It's dark. There you go. Nice job, Mike. Now, here's what you got to do. Take that weed guard and split it. Okay? Spread that out. And then take your thumb down here and mash it. And you see how that forms a little cone around that hook point? There you go. That's perfect. Now, if you're going to hang a chunk, what you need to do, and I'm going to use another jig to show this to you. I'm going to go back to Greg's jig. You see that space on that hook with nothing on it, that's a problem. Because what can happen is when you hang these chunks is when that fish eats that thing, sometimes they have a way of spinning around and getting on the hook point. And you miss fish because of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of worm. Now, if you fish with Mike, it's not hard to find one because they're just laying all over the floor of the boat. Everywhere you look. If he cleaned up, he skipped the spots between the hatch lids. You can find them in those grooves. So you want to just cover that straight shank of that hook, right, to where it starts to bend. This is going to do two things for you. It's going to give you some body. And it's going to prevent your chunk from spinning around. So in review, other than a jig that comes out of the pack, perfect, which there's not many of those, we want some flair. Not a lot of flair. Not a lot of flair. Flair. If we're going to hang a chunk, we want some body. We want that weed guard, which is critical. Trimmed, adjusted, good to go. Now, a lot of times we're fishing a trailer to make a more compact jig, or we're fishing a creature. So in that case, none of that body matters because we're actually loading this thing up and it's giving us all that. So whether it's a creature or whether it's a craw, or if you're threading on your chunk. So let's say we're going to take Greg's jig. We're going to take that worm off of there. Now, what I like to do when I'm threading these chunks on is I like the flat side down. So the bottom of the jig, the fat side up. What that's going to do is it's going to give me a flatter surface for skipping. And I'm going to come down through the middle of that chunk. I'm going to come out of the back of that chunk. I'm going to go over that keeper. I'm going to lock it into that keeper. And now I have my compact profile out of the same trailer. Okay, now that's a Super Chunk Junior. As opposed to a Super Chunk, full size. See that? Imagine if you're hanging that. Here's one of the most overlooked chunks ever. I'm going to say 90% of the people on screen right now do not fish this chunk. Ultra Vibe Speed Chunk. So we have the Ultra Vibe legs that you'd have on a speed worm on a chunk. I can hang this chunk or I can thread this chunk. Why I love this chunk in warmer water temperature. Killer. And then, of course, one of your best chunks, particularly in cooler water, is the old pork chunk. This is a small chunk. They also make this in a big chunk. Great skipping chunk. You can thread it. You can hang it. The rig of the week is the proper trim skirt and the proper trimmed weed guard. And you know what? It's open for debate. We can debate this, okay? I have come to this, and Mike has come to this because we fish together a lot. And, you know, there's good and bad with that. When the bad stuff with fishing together a lot, you don't get exposed to a ton of other options. Now, you know, we have, because we fish with all kinds of other people in the industry, but in tournaments for
Fish with some of the best.
Yeah. Don't even fucking say
it. You opened the door, bro.
Let me get back on point here. This guy's out of control. This guy has lost his mind. So that's your rig of the week. And you know, I've got to tell you right now, jig fishing, guys, we've said this on our show after every jig show. I'm going to tell you right now, master the jig. Keep it simple. Mm-hmm. So what I carry in my boat is 2 jig rods. I carry a medium heavy with 15-pound fluorocarbon for my finesse jig, and I carry a heavy with 20-pound fluorocarbon for my standard jig. Now, those rods are multi-purpose rods. I throw my chatterbaits on them. I throw lots of stuff on them. I don't want to go through the whole list. But my point is, you know, if you're not like stout on your jig game, what you need to do is you need to take 26 and make it the year of the jig.
Yeah.
Which means every time you go fishing, you're gonna incorporate a jig. This is actually a pretty easy thing to do, because there should never be a fishing trip ever. You should never go bass fishing under any circumstances that you're not fishing some sort of a jig. Now, I'm kind of fired up now, okay? I'm fired up, and I am going to get with the guys, and we're going to put together a jig show.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a jig show in the early part of 2026, first quarter. We're going to go from micro jig to monster jig. We're going to go from shallow to deep. We're going to go from football to swim. We're going to cover it all, the whole show. It's going to be long. You're going to want comfortable. You want to be comfortable for this one, because this is going to be big time. You got to do the jig.
The jig show.
Yep. We're going to do the jig show. We're going to do a spinnerbait show. We're going back to the basics for the first quarter. But it's not going to be boring. So there you have it. You have your year in review. Couple tidbits on that. You have your rig of the week.
Yeah. And we're going to pull two next week. We're going to announce 2. We already pulled one for this week, but Nick couldn't get a hold of Nick. So we're going to announce the one for this week, next week, along with the one that you guys are signing up for. Make sure you go on there, like, follow, and share our social media, and in the comments put Nomad Designs and at Nomad Designs, and it'll pop up, and click on it, and they'll know that you're watching our show, and that'll get you in the drawing. So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys. The last show of 2025, I thought was a great show. A lot of fun.
In the books.
In the books. on a weird night, Tuesday, so it was kind of weird. But
well, thanks for watching.
But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to watch, and thank you so much for spending this year with George and I and Nick, and making our show great. Love the comments. I love you guys for following us and watching our show. We love doing it. We love talking about fishing. We love learning together.
We're going next year, new heights.
Yeah, we're just going to keep on going with it and keep on learning and trying to make it better for you guys. And we appreciate everything you do for us here at Susquehanna Fish and Tackle and sfttackle.com. That comes from our hearts. But listen, I hope to see everybody January 9th and 10th.
Oh,
Put that in the books for BassFest.
Come on in, hang out.
Yeah, hang out.
We will make it epic.
It will. It's going to be.
I mean, we're going to go off.
And, it's just so much fun. And there's so many door prizes you can win. There's some great door prizes. And it's well worth your while coming and sitting here. And we hope to see you and make sure you say hi to George and I. And listen, till next year, 2026, we'll catch you on the next Tackle Shop Live.
Right there, you took my breath away. Young and pretty, was it just a dream? The next day, you called me up. You told me I'm your little buttercup. You came over and you fell into my arms. Well, I know what I feel. Please tell me your love is real. You make me smile when I think of you. If I